Hello everyone. I was going through my PlayStation collection and found that I had an old copy of Nascar Racing from 1996. You can tell this is a very old NASCAR game because it's just called NASCAR Racing. There's no year on it, no subtitle, no anything. It's just like, this is a video game that is a NASCAR game. Made by our friends at Sierra and Papyrus. And Papyrus were making some very good driving games for the PC in the 90s. But this one actually got ported to PlayStation, which is pretty cool. I picked this up because it's one of the earliest NASCAR racing games I could find, and I was like, I want to find what it was like when it all started, you know? What's interesting about this one is that it includes all of the NASCAR drivers from the 1996 season, but you don't play as them. You play as you. You drive the Papyrus car. Let's see. New NASCAR driver. Seldom seen. Number 96. Because it's the 96 season. This game was actually originally released for the PC in 1994, but I believe when they ported it to PlayStation, they updated the roster of drivers to reflect the 1996 season. There were various sequels to this game released on PC. I think there was a NASCAR Racing 2 and a NASCAR Racing 3. I don't know if there were more after that. But those were all the, the Papyrus NASCAR games. We want car damage on. We want that NASCAR experience. You can do an arcade race in this, which is kind of interesting. What it does is it makes the physics a lot more arcadey. Your handling is a lot more snappy. It feels, more like a Need for Speed game, I guess. But I don't like that. That's not what I'm here for. I'm here for that NASCAR simulation. I like these big photos or drawings or whatever they are of the speedways that you have to choose from. I think this is cool. I like seeing them in this beautifully rendered glory. If you've ever played NASCAR 99, it was kind of funny because they just had little tiny white diagrams of the tracks down here that was like, this is a circle that's shaped like this, and this is a circle that's shaped like this. So actually seeing the tracks like this is what the track looks like is kind of fun. I wouldn't mind having the option to like click a button and see some background information, like Atlanta Motor Speedway was founded in 1945. I don't know the history of NASCAR that well. Also today we're going to do something frightening. We're not going to drive on an oval track. We are going to drive on Watkins Glen. We're going to turn left. Actually drive out of the pit lane to start your practice, which is pretty cool. You have a bunch of pit radio functionality here. You can see current standings, fuel situation, tire temperature, that's cool. Whether or not you need to change your tires. You can adjust your spoiler and your stagger and stuff like that. And pit status is basically what the pit crew will do when you pull into the pit lane, which can be changed by going to the pause menu and going to pit radio. So you can say I only want the right tire changed, so don't change these. And then when you go into the pit lane, they won't be changed. However, we are doing kind of a short race, so I don't think we'll be doing any pitting. It doesn't accelerate your fuel consumption or tire wear or anything like that, like you might see in Gran Turismo or something like that. If you do a short race, then just nobody has to pit. But no, I think for a early, 94 NASCAR title, this looks very good. The frame rate's going to get slower once we introduce all the other cars onto the track, but still, runs very smoothly. nice textures. You'll see that the car... Here, I'm going to smash up the car real quick. The car gets deformed in really cool ways. Oh, I can't actually I can't reverse because my car got damaged. Yeah, we got that simulation. Let's restart practice. But yeah, there is car deformation. Very cool. Something you wouldn't see in a whole lot of textured 3D driving games at this time. You're also not supposed to drive that fast in pit lane. I think they're giving me a pass because it's practice. But if you drive over 55 in the pit lane, I think you'll actually get black flagged, and it's race over. But yeah, look at that. Look how the hood got crunched up. Maybe we can reverse into something. Crunch up the back a little bit. Ooh. Yeah, you can see there's a little bit of like bumper cracking going on back there. Very cool. Alright, enough messing around, enough admiring the game. Let's play the game. I'm not even going to qualify. I think it'll be more exciting if I start from the back and do my best to work my way up. So let's just race. Starting all the way from 21st position. 9 laps to go at Watkins Glen. What's crazy is you can do some extremely long, like full-length NASCAR races in this game if you really want to. You can do like 500 laps at Bristol or whatever strikes your fancy. Oh yeah, listen to the roar of those engines in an epic NASCAR chorus. I didn't play this game when I was a kid. I only started playing it like a couple years ago when I picked it up. I was in the Papyrus racing game space as a kid. I was playing off-road racing, which was like a game that Papyrus did with Sierra back in the 90s. I loved that game. And I knew they had made a NASCAR game. I think it was like advertised in the manual or something. Oh! We've already got a little bit of a pile up here. But I never had the chance to play it. I never like saw it in a store or anything. And I didn't have access to an eBay account back then when I was a kid. I was a NASCAR fan though. I definitely remember renting NASCAR 99 a bunch of times from Blockbuster. I don't think I ever owned it, but I rented it a lot. I did own NASCAR Heat at one point. And I owned NASCAR Heat on Game Boy Advance, funny enough. Played that game quite a bit. What's important to know about this game is that your braking, at least in the simulation mode, very slow. So brake early, give yourself plenty of time to brake and don't go too fast. When I first started playing, I was like, where are my brakes? And, oh no! Another important thing, don't bump into other cars if you can help it. It's very sensitive. You can pit maneuver yourself like crazy if you start knocking fenders with other cars. I think we're okay. Let's see. Yeah. We're fine. It's not going to help me get to first place any quicker, though. No, when I was a kid, I did watch a lot of NASCAR races on TV. I loved... My family was a big fan of Jeff Gordon, so, I was also a fan of Jeff Gordon because, it made my parents happy. So I was always rooting for Jeff Gordon in the 24 DuPont car. I really liked Kyle Petty, I think it was, because he drove a Hot Wheels branded NASCAR, and I loved Hot Wheels when I was a kid. Oh, there we go. See if we can put down a cleaner lap. I usually wait until after that big green bottle on the right, and then I start braking for the first turn. No, I like the way turning feels in this game. I think the car doesn't feel overly twitchy and sensitive. I think some NASCAR games, I want to say NASCAR 99 was a decently twitchy kind of game. I'm sure this game was originally, because it was originally developed for PC, it was probably designed to be decently playable with like the arrow keys on your keyboard. So I think the D-pad actually feels fine for this game. Because this is before the DualShock was even a thing on the PlayStation. This is all D-pad driving. And it feels fine. Oh, that's my fault. My fault. Again, I'm getting too close. Car collisions are very intense in this game. And you can see the frame rate has slowed a little bit now that there are cars all over the track, but it's still like not that much. I think the first like modern NASCAR game we had on PlayStation was NASCAR 98, which is when I think EA Sports started doing them. NASCAR 98 was the first one, but I think I was always playing NASCAR 99. I don't know if there's much of a difference between the two. I also played a lot of NASCAR Rumble, which was a very cool, very not NASCAR game. It was basically Mario Kart with NASCAR drivers, and it was super fun. It had crazy power-ups, like you could throw full-size tornadoes down the track, and you could freeze your opponent solid, you could obscure their view with a thunderstorm cloud, crazy stuff like that. It was great. You could put this thing on the front of your car that if you touched any other cars, it would send them flying. Oh my god! I'm sorry, whoever you are. My brain is saying Jeff Jarrett, but I think that's a wrestler. Dale Jarrett? Is that who I'm thinking of? I don't know. I'm sorry, Dale Jarrett. And I'm sorry, dear viewer. I'm nowhere close to first place. And you don't have a track map to tell you where everyone else is. I like that they included a bunch of different original music tracks for this game too. I could very easily see it being like, oh, it's a NASCAR simulation, there shouldn't be any music. It should just be the roar of the engines, but I like playing racing games with music on. Even simulation type games. I'm happy Gran Turismo still has large selections of music included in the game. Alright, I like to start braking as soon as I see those red signs on the right. Right there. There, that felt pretty good. Take it easy through this. I need to remember to start braking early and turn early on that turn. I usually go in a little late. Only 4 laps to go. Who's that up ahead of me? I recognize that car. Is that Bobby Labonte in the Interstate Batteries machine? Like, I was a fan of Jeff Gordon and Kyle Petty, but I was basically a fan of everybody. I liked Bobby Labonte, I liked Tony Stewart. I just liked all the pretty, colorful cars that went vroom around the track. I never went and saw a NASCAR race in person because they were way too loud. I've always been very sensitive to loud noises, especially when I was a kid. I learned that very quickly when my parents took me to a rock concert. It was like a local band. I remember it was some kind of music festival, and when the music started coming out of those loudspeakers, it hit me right in the chest, and it felt like somebody was punching me repeatedly. I was in pain, and I couldn't even explain why. I was just like, the noise hurts my body. No, I never went to a NASCAR race. They're too long. I don't want to sit there for 300 laps. You get better camera angles on TV. I suppose you don't get to eat the racetrack food or whatever part of the experience might be unique. I've never had a hot dog at Watkins Glen. We're actually getting into, we're finding the cars again. We're getting into some passing. So I need to be very careful and not bump into people like I had been. Bumping will not be tolerated. Haha, take that. Can you get, like, in trouble? Would you get penalized in a NASCAR race if you bumped into somebody like that? Or is it like, oh, it's NASCAR, you know, bump like crazy? We're not motorsport, we're just racing. Been a long time since I watched a NASCAR race, though. These days I'm more into, like, World Rally. And I try to catch some, like, some touring car races whenever I can. Ooh, somebody's really close. How are we doing? Lap 8 of 9. We got 2 laps left. Maybe we can get on the podium? Everybody I talk to about these old NASCAR games says that what they would do is they would just turn the car around and drive backwards and see how big of a wreck they could create. And if you do that in this game, you are met with some pretty spectacular results because the physics engine is pretty good. You can cause like the entire grid of cars to basically start crashing if you do that, which is cool. If you did that in NASCAR 99, sometimes you wouldn't get very interesting results. You'd usually just kind of smash into one guy and then everybody else would keep going. But here, you can you can cause a whole disastrous situation and just mess up the whole race. If you feel like causing problems on purpose. The white flag is out. It's the final lap. I did decent, but I was kind of hoping I'd do a little better. I was kind of hoping I wouldn't spin out as many times as I did. I actually wasn't going to do commentary on this race. I was like, oh, it's 9 whole laps. I'm not going to be able to come up with stuff to talk about the whole time. But then I went back and I watched Shiro's playthrough of Le Mans 24 Hours. He did a 24-minute race and did commentary the whole time, and I was like, oh, maybe I can do commentary the whole time. If you can commentate 24 minutes of racing, I want to at least try, you know, I want to go for it. So hopefully this was mildly entertaining. Maybe I'll do another NASCAR race after this and shut my yap and just focus on driving, see if I can get first place. I had a lot of fun at, there's a track in this game called, I think it's North Wilkesboro Speedway, really small. I'm just doing a bunch of laps on North Wilkesboro. It's pretty fun. Race over! We made it from 21st to 6th. That's pretty good. That's gotta be worth some championship points. And now that the race is over, you can keep driving if you want, but you're encouraged to just press start and leave the track. I'm a little scrunched up at the front there. Mark Martin was our winner. Hey, I was right behind Jeff Gordon, my hero. Yeah, look at that. 150 championship points. That's pretty good. I mean, I'm not doing a championship, but if I were. See, Michael Waltrip got last. Probably some of the guys that I crashed into. Like, that might have been Johnny Benson in the Kodak car. I don't remember. It's been too long. But yeah, I'm very impressed with this game. I think it's cool. I would have liked playing it on the PC, and I like playing it on PlayStation. So thank you for diving back into some NASCAR history with me. And let's jump into Talladega and see if we can just smash into somebody real hard. Which is what people tend to do when they play these games. This cause chaos and mayhem. I'm gonna drive backwards in the pit lane. Yeah. And I'm gonna go over the pit lane speed limit. Is anybody coming around turn 4? Talladega sure is a fast track, huh? It'd be a shame if somebody was driving backwards at 160 miles an hour on the... Ooh! The game, like, it froze for a second. I hit him so hard. That wasn't a very spectacular crash, but it was funny. The game's like, oh. Let's do a smaller track. Yeah, let's go to the Rock. Oh. Let's race, in air quotes. Oh, I wish I had a handbrake. Maybe we can catch him on the back straight. Go ahead. Ooh! Oh no. This race is not going as we planned. Sup, bitches? He actually tried to avoid me. Did you see that? That was cool. Oh yeah, we're all just kind of stopped up now. I'm still running. This engine is not busted. More chaos can be created. Even though this race has come to a screeching halt. Oh! Yeah, I think it's safe to say this race is over. Hey, wait, somebody broke away. Oh no, my hood is gone again. You can see all my engine bits. This takes me back. Alright, that's all I have for you. Thanks for watching.